We have hit a massive W for all of the unemployed everywhere with the Tommyinnit dream drama. This is a drama that is so brain dead and stupid that I just had to cover it because it spans across Twitter, YouTube, Reddit, the three bigs, the big three, frick the big three. It's just big me. And honestly, Tommyinnit is kind of provoking it. I'm not gonna lie. So basically, if you don't know, Tommyinnit has a podcast named Shut Up, I'm Talking. It has 147,000 subscribers. That's not a small amount of subscribers. That's more than average, more than enough. And honestly, it does seem like they try to provoke drama. I've clicked through this podcast. I could not sit through a whole hour of British accents. I'm sorry, British people everywhere. I couldn't sit through it, but they try to cause drama multiple times. They talk about the worst moment of the year. They're kind of focusing on the bad things about people. And it's easy to do that at the end of a year. It's better to have a positive light for the next year and a negative light for the past year because then you don't regret things. But the part that really, really sucked for Tommyinnit is him dissing Miskiff. If you don't know who Miskiff is, he's a streamer who started booming and helped start the entire streaming culture that we know today. But this is what Tommyinnit decides to say about him.
It's all right. Anyway.
It's the worst person you... All right,
Oh, the worst person I met award.
Oh, for me, it's so easy.
Go on.
Miskiff. Piss me off the twat.
Just the...
Also, I don't know what the hell twat means. Should I start using this in my vocabulary? It seems like a very fun word to say.
Wait,
You just barely even met him. He just
stood
near him for a bit.
Oh, I hate it. Have you ever just hated someone based off nothing?
Oh, no, I wasn't based
Why
off
am I
nothing.
asking you?
People like to say it's based off nothing. but
No,
it's
stop
based off
banging on
so
about it.
much.
Anyway, I had to stand next to him for a bit.
All right, I won't subject you to the cruel punishment of listening to these two British posh people talk. So basically what happens is Tommyinnit says they were both at a airplane flight, flying out or into TwitchCon, which is a popular streaming area where everybody meets up with their favorite fans, whatever, etc. And they were both standing close to each other. Miskiff spots Tommyinnit, walks up to Tommyinnit, and is like, "Hey, yo, what's up, buddy?" Trying to be nice to somebody, trying to be cool. And then at some point, Tommyinnit gives him a really mean look. And Miskiff's known for trying to make people uncomfortable with kindness, in a certain sense. So he continues the conversation knowing that it is awkward. And so, for humor, and hoping to break the ice somehow. And so he continues the conversation, keeps talking to him, and at the end of the conversation, Tommyinnit is just so fed up that he's just like, I'm done talking to this guy. I'm just done. And so he just starts, I draw my chapstick. He just starts talking to him and messing with him, and then eventually they leave. They part ways. Miskiff says that he even forgot about it. And we'll see more about this in Miskiff's response to this drama, which was arguably the smallest response to the drama that we're going to see. There is two larger responses to this drama, and they weren't even involved in the drama. But let's go ahead and watch it.
I've never genuinely hated every word and movement someone did. Tommyinnit says Miskiff is the worst person he's met last year. What the fuck? Bro, why does Miskiff always have an effect on everybody when they first meet him? I still have no clue why Miskiff is so popular. Watching streams is like watching the paint dry. God fucking damn it, dude. God, chat, our results are in. People are not happy. I've never actually enjoyed, I've never genuinely hated every word and movement someone did. You know what's crazy about this? I don't even really remember meeting Tommyinnit. I think I met him for half a second. I think he was probably on a call with one of the Minecraft kids that he got canceled with in 5 seconds. And then I walked away. And in fact, I literally was sitting there waiting for Master Yoshi to come up and say hello to me. Because what coincidence, when I was talking to Tommyinnit, he was probably one of the most insufferable people that I've ever talked to in my fucking life. When I was sitting there waiting for Master Yoshi to pop up, Tommyinnit is just standing there like a complete prick. Hey, what's up? I said some shit, how you doing? And he gives me the rudest stare back. And I'm like, I fucking hate this kid. But no one's around this poor little fellow at TwitchCon. And he probably lost his mom. So I'm just gonna sit here and talk to the kid until Dr. Disrespect shows up and probably gives me a kiss on the cheek. So I'm like, Tommy.
So if you can't tell, Miskiff was obviously joking about the whole situation. Instead of taking the situation and saying, I'm so angry at this 20-year-old kid. At the time, he was 17 years old. He was a literal minor at the time. They are two different spheres of the internet. We have Minecraft YouTuber who mainly has teenage girls or little kids watch him. And then we have Miskiff who has grown adults who watch him. There's not really an overlap of people there. There's not, it'd be very hard for them to be friends because they fundamentally are different people, is the point. And so he, instead of taking an angry approach, he starts joking. He starts making jokes about controversies that he's been involved in, stuff like that. And so that's why Miskiff doesn't get a lot of reactions. And then we're going to see XQC, and time to weigh in for him. If you don't know who XQC is, he's also another reaction streamer, and it's kind of his job to weigh in on random dramas at this point. XQC has weighed in on every most recent drama ever. I have not been able to find a drama in which I can't look XQC up after and find his reaction. And it's always the same thing. His leg is up on his chair, and he's slumped over making a reaction. And honestly, it's entertaining. But this time, he basically just says, these guys were all cringe, sorry. And that's about it. And so Tommyinnit decides to take that personally. And so what he decides to do is said, to be more cringe than Tommyinnit is pretty freaking hard, but you pulled it off, pal. So basically calling him out, saying it's more cringe for him to shake hands with Donald Trump to do anything else. First off, you're British. Shut the hell up. But second off, it's American politics. Here's my thing. If I don't have a political aisle that I stay on, but if I was offered the chance to shake hands with any former or current president, I'm sorry, but I'm shaking their hand. They have had more impact on my country than I could have in my entire lifetime for 4 years. I'm sorry, but shaking hands with influential people is not cringe. But next, I probably shouldn't have weighed in on that. That was pretty unbiased take, or a very biased take of mine, but that still. So what XUC decides to do is he decides to post a clip of Tommyinnit's stand-up, and I'm going to be fully honest with you. Tommyinnit's not funny. He's not a funny stand-up comedian, and that's okay. That's the goal. He's 20 years old. He's literally just a couple months younger than me, and you have to be very unfunny before you can become funny in stand-up. And Tommyinnit actually does acknowledge this. But let's go ahead and watch this and talk about what XQC said, which was, from doing streams in my basement to doing a stream with the president, how is that a diss? You went from de-writing Dream for a living to making jokes to teenage girls. Lock in.
The best ending ever.
And now, as I near towards the end of my set, rather than exiting the stage, I'm going to ascend to heaven. It didn't work. Anyway, thank you. Oh no! Oh no, it's the man that's been paid to hunt me down.
The best ending.
If I had to lose 50 pounds, talk like a British person, and convulge on stage, dude, sign me up to be a stand-up comedian. Straight up, sign me up. Not even a diss, bro. But anyways, the point is that stirred up some drama. And so we have people weighing in on the drama now, because now Tommyinnit is against XQC and Miskiff. Miskiff taking a back seat. I'm going to be honest with you. After the first initial thing, it was just XQC standing up for Miskiff, or not really standing up for Miskiff, insulting both of them, to be honest with you. And so this is where we have the real issue, because Dream was mentioned in XQC's tweet. De-writing Dream. And so what Dream decides to post is this right here. First off, trigger warning for anyone who considers the R word a slur. Growing up. This is Dream SMP stands. Growing up. Becoming a R-word Tommyinnit fan. Now, obviously, a lot of people were pissed off about this, and they have the right to be pissed off about this. The R-word has been seen as something that is considerably wrong to say. I see a lot of parts of the internet that say it's totally fine to say, and I see a lot of parts of the internet that say this is the worst thing you can possibly say. Now, a lot of people that I know grew up saying this word, and they didn't even know it was a bad word for a long time. And some of these people that grew up saying this word are either on the spectrum or have someone very, very close to them that's on the spectrum that doesn't care if they say the word or not. So whenever it comes to that, it does get really, really confusing. That word in its entirety is really confusing. So personally, as a personal policy, I avoid saying it. But if someone near and dear to me says it, I have never looked at them and been like, whoa, did you just say that? And that's exactly what Dream decided to post on his Reddit. So Dream, after getting tons of backlash for the R word, makes this post. In this post, he says, genuinely still confused on what the rules are. Honestly, not trying to be obtuse. Multiple people go viral for calling me the R word, and everyone explains that it's okay because they're neurodivergent. Neurodivergent meaning that they have a divergent would mean not the norm, and neuro meaning your brain. So not the norm brain. So when I see a meme that uses it and post it, I get absolutely throttled for it. Now, there's a couple people that have background checked that meme, and they did figure out that either Dream had sent that meme, or someone had personally sent that meme to Dream because they made it, or he personally made it. if he made it, it does make it a little bit worse for those people that believe that's a bad word and a slur. If he didn't make it, it's just kind of the same as what we originally thought. Obviously, it's the internet being disingenuous, but that doesn't completely invalidate anyone that might be upset by it. Most of the people that are calling me ableist for using it, ableist being basically a word to discriminate against people who are not in perfect form fitting. So if you were in a wheelchair and I made fun of you for being in a wheelchair, I would be an ableist. We got to add ist at the end of every freaking word, man. For using it are the same people that lit off fireworks when Nicholas Cantu, the voice actor who plays Gumball, who actually literally said multiple slurs towards Dream to his face, was the slur-slinging slasher, including Tommy's closest friends. It's either okay or it's not okay. The double standards are infuriating, which is true. Like I said, there is a lot of double standards on this word. And really any slur, to be honest with you. That's why I just don't say any. I have my own reasons for having a problem with Tommy going around being the internet police. And he was expecting to get a lot of SHIT for going after poor Tommy that lies about me constantly. But obviously, I had no intentions at attacking every Dream SMP fan or being ableist, LMAO. It was a dig at Tommy's fans because somehow the worst of the ex-Dream SMP stans have congregated all to make up lies and SHIT about other creators. And Tommy feeds right into it to promote his Patreon show's book or whatever he's currently promoting because he has absolutely no backbone. Tommyinnit will promote his books shamelessly, his stand-up comedian shamelessly. He promotes all of his stuff absolutely shamelessly. And honestly, if you have the platform to do that, I'd say do it. Heck, bro. You want to support something I'm working on? And I can just chime in on a drama for 5 seconds, take 0 seconds of research and just do it real fast and then promote all my stuff? Absolutely. And Tommyinnit has actually used this strategy multiple times. Logan Paul's situation is a big one. He made an internet police video, which is also another big one. It seemed like an exercise or skit in his stand-up comedy, the most recent video that he posted, and honestly was for it. I really didn't care. I actually, before this drama, I was fully actually watching Tommyinnit randomly. Now, I would randomly see a video of his, and I'd be like, oh, this actually kind of looks interesting. I'm going to watch it. And I had never been a Tommyinnit fan before. So him actually getting involved in this drama is giving him more of a platform, just in my personal experience. Either way, my lesson from Twitter, or from this, is that Twitter is somehow even less reasonable than I thought in the first place. Oh, and don't use the R word under any circumstances, even if you see a funny meme and you're autistic. Lesson learned. Hopefully I can be forgiven. Back to coding. He's referencing coding at the end because apparently he's been coding a bunch of Minecraft mods. And on top of that, I'm pretty sure, and this is definitely a trust me bro statement, Dream is self-proclaimed autistic and is not diagnosed. And I can tell you one thing right here. I'm somebody who's got irritable bowel syndrome. So that's a syndrome that basically just makes it really hard for me to poop normally. That's gross. But I see a lot of people who will self-diagnose with irritable bowel syndrome. And meanwhile, I had to go to the doctor, poop in a cup multiple times, get multiple ultrasounds on my stomach, get a bunch of medicine prescribed to me, and have to test a bunch of other things before I actually got diagnosed. And it pisses me off when somebody who is non-diagnosed says, I have irritable bowel syndrome, so I have to be in the toilet all the time. Nah, you just eat like crap. That's the honest truth. You eat like crap. And so whenever I see people that claim to be autistic on the internet, a lot of times I view it in the same light. A lot of people who claim to be neurodivergent or autistic are not actually autistic in the slightest, or in the conventional form of autism. I grew up with someone, one of my best friend, literally my best friend, had some pretty severe Asperger's, which is a form of autism, diagnosed, and I would regularly have struggles communicating in certain ways with him. And so I know the dark sides, not the dark sides, but the things that they struggle with from being on the spectrum. And it's very similar with my wife. She has multiple people in her family that also have those struggles. So whenever we ever talk about anything like this specific situation, we avoid using any type of word like that. Also, since I'm married to her, they're also part of my family. I should also say that. But anyways, continuing, that word is definitely one that I avoid using at all costs because that's what her family does, and that's what my best friend's family did. So it's just something that I it never became a part of my vocabulary because I just didn't have anybody around me that said it. Continuing though, Tommyinnit decides to make a 5-minute video talking about Dream's trauma and talking in depth about how we can figure out, not really a solution. He basically does a 5-minute diss track on Dream. Well, not quite 5 minutes because the last minute of it he is promoting his books. But continuing, this is where it goes. And I'm going to watch this in 2x speed and I'm going to try to highlight things that are very important. I don't want to waste any of your time. So let me continue.
Hello, this video is a message to Dream. If you've been off the internet the past couple of days and haven't kept up, basically, if you're one of my subscribers, Dream has called you a slur. So deal with that how you want.
Now, I'm going to be fully honest. I haven't heard somebody that actually is neurodivergent called the R slur in ever. I've never heard them called that. Straight up. That's the one thing that I will say. I see people use it in other ways, calling their friends that. And that would be the unacceptable thing because it's almost, they've made it synonymous with the word stupid. Stupid and the R word are they've made them one and the same, which is not fair because that was a way to describe the thing. Continuing.
On you, man. In your stream you did, you slacked off a lot of my pals. Come on, mate. My friends are all idiots, but they have...
Oh, I also should mention, Dream also did a 2-hour stream in which he talked about all of the allegations, and I'm going to be fully honest with you guys. I didn't want to waste more of your time. I'm not going to show that stream, but you got the hint from the Reddit post. It was basically just a long version of that exact Reddit post he did, and we're also going to watch his video that he addresses all of these, and I think it's much more condensed and faster to get it across to you guys.
have bloody good hearts. However, with your group, I cannot believe how the George stuff from a year ago went down. I cannot believe the response to it on...
The George stuff from a year ago is referring to George Not Found, a YouTuber, Minecrafter, who basically tried, he was accused of abusing his girlfriend accusing a girl that he was romantically involved in, or involved with. He was accused of that, and it was proven to be partially true, and he did an apology thing, and I guess because Dream stayed friends with him, that's an issue.
Online. It's disgusting. It's sexist, man. And you and your friends' references and the way you talk about women behind the scenes has been so sexist too. Shame on you guys. Now, mate, talk about me and you. You've basically spent the past day calling me a dickhead. And look, pal, I have made mistakes. I'm going to make loads more. But the difference is, I give a shit. I'm trying. I'm putting in effort, and I really care. And I take responsibility when I've fucked up.
One thing I also want to look at is, you'll notice on Tommyinnit is showing his face a lot. He's showing his face a ton, actually. He hasn't showed any evidence of holding it over him. He hasn't showed any evidence of anything. And Dream is going to point this out as well. Now, do you need evidence on things that are emotional? That is for you to decide, really. Sometimes I would say yes. Sometimes I would say no. Some things are not tangible, and some things are not able to be shown.
Me a promoter of all my other projects I do in your Reddit post too? Yeah, man, are you stupid? Of course, I promote all this stuff, but the difference between me and you is I actually give a shit.
Stupid.
I put effort, my absolute best, into all these new things. I'm going to talk about my brilliant podcast because I'm really proud of it. Or the book I spent months writing. Or people who have ruined this
Sorry, he just starts plugging.
space. And that takes balls, courage. I'm not just selling USB baby photos or lazily designed merchandise, all right? I'm doing the...
That's very important. Dream sold USB baby photos via his mom's request, and he sells merch through an in-house program. Dream's going to talk about this later. Keep it in your mind.
best with what I have. I'm nearly the age you were when you met me, and if I acted the way you did to a 16-year-old who looks up to you, I'd be so ashamed of myself, man. Now, finally, Dream, mates. 4 years have gone by, and the rest of us have grown, reflected, really tried to better ourselves and learn after going through that incredibly overwhelming experience together. And you've reverted to saying slurs and punching down. It's not just me that feels like this about you either. Most YouTubers do. I'm just very loud about it. I really hope you're not a genuine bad person with a bad heart. But mate, you need to get off the internet now. Go and get some therapy. Spend some time around your loved ones. Go on a walk. Look.
So after that, he just starts plugging stuff and insulting Dream. Or not insulting him, but you know what I'm saying. And so now we're going to watch a little bit of Dreams. I may stop or start it. It's also going to be on 2x speed. This stuff is like, I'm not kidding, bro. This is probably the most annoying drama ever. Like I said, it's hard to really even understand this. It feels like the stupidest drama ever. The stupidest drama ever. Dream has to pay for saying the R word. But other than that, I really feel like Tommyinnit has nothing to call him out for. Other than that, if he wanted to call him out for the other stuff, he should have done it by now. There were so many opportunities for Tommyinnit to do that because Dream has been through so many controversies recently. He could have easily done it. So we're going to just skip through this one because this one's considerably longer. It's about double the length. So we're going to talk about it. So first off, this is Tubbo, Tommy's best friend, as it says in the bottom. And basically Tubbo and Tommyinnit and his friend, including this fella, have been basically saying that Dream is a pedophile for the past year and a half. Tubbo, in multiple streams, as Dream shows, says, guys, we should stop calling Dream a pedo. He's not. Like we've known this is a low-hanging fruit. We need to stop doing this. And that's what Dream starts showing for the first parts. And then so Dream talking about my friends have blood, or Tommyinnit saying my friends have bloody good hearts. So Dream's like, they have good hearts, but they're calling a known not pedophile a pedophile and ruining his life, which is fair, a very fair thing. And then they talk about how Tommyinnit at TwitchCon was trying to interview Dream's friends and friend group, and they purposefully walk away, talking about the Logan Paul Tommyinnit drama in which Tommyinnit is very two-faced. I won't lie. I took Tommy's side in this situation because Tommyinnit was making a joke and Logan Paul took it too far. But he was very two-faced at the start of this. Continuing, though, there's more clips of Tommyinnit saying he's super thankful for Dream at that time leading up to the PDF file, like allegations. And then he talks more and more and more about sending Tommyinnit merch that Dream makes in-house through his own family. To employ his family, he decides to make merch in-house, which is different than what Tommyinnit did, because Tommyinnit's corporation that he runs merch through started defrauding creators and the people that were buying the merch. Obviously an issue. Then he talks about how on his videos, Tommyinnit saying, you need to start doing more stuff. I quit YouTube because of you. And then Dream says, well, you're kind of devaluing the work that I'm doing. You know, I put a lot of effort into this. A lot of people like my videos, like the Manhunt series, which is actually one of the most successful series on the internet right now, is this Manhunt, where basically Dream runs away from everybody. And those are extremely interesting videos as far as Minecraft videos go. He then calls out Tommyinnit for paying his editors $50 to no dollars. And I will always defend that specific claim, because if Tommyinnit gives a video to his subscribers and they decide to edit it for him without him asking and then volunteering, technically they didn't ask for money, so why would he pay them? So I kind of understand that. With that being said, Tommyinnit is big enough to be like, okay, yeah, this for me. Thank you for doing this. Here's $50. Like, thank you for doing this. Here's a tip, you know? Trading for some type of thing. I even had a thing where I was like, okay, I am a smaller creator, much smaller, 23,000 subscribers, 100 subscribers on my second account, nothing like major at all. And I even said to my public Discord, hey, guys, if you ever wanted to clip my streams or edit my streams and send them to me, I will post them. But if you do that, I also want to help you guys as well by teaching you some of the editing tricks that I've made so far from running a marketing company and now and having a successful YouTube channel, or a small successful YouTube channel. And so I even was trying to give them value. So I do understand where Dream's coming from. You can't really get value for no value. It's really hard, and it is kind of rude to your fans to a certain degree. With that being said, though, also charging outrageous prices for merch is the same way, even if it is in-house. Like, I'm paying more than $20 for a t-shirt, okay? That'd just be ridiculous. Continuing, though, he then talks about him harassing Tommyinnit's mom, in which he says this is the only message he sent to Tommyinnit's mom, and it was because Tommyinnit's mom was actually getting harassed. So he was trying to support her in some way. Now, he could have supported her publicly rather than sending her a long paragraph, and I can see how Tommyinnit figured this was harassment. Now, harassment is different for everybody. Everybody's going to have a different tolerance to harassment and spamming. I don't think this was harassment personally. I think he was trying to be supportive behind the scenes. He then talks about how, just a lot of reasons how Dream did not hold it over Tommyinnit's head, that he shared YouTube advice with him and he treated him like an equal, like this screen says. And continuing, he talks about how if Tommyinnit truly did want to, of his impact with Dream, he could delete videos, such as the videos in which he made videos about Dream's sister or Dream himself.
Talk about how terrible of a person I am while leaving up videos.
I spoke to Dream's sister, 3 videos talking about him speaking to Dream's sister, which means, talk about it and you think about it like this, okay? If speaking to somebody's sister, it's probably because you're into their sister. That's kind of a weird video topic, personally, to keep up if you are trying to, from that individual. And I get it. He also speaks to his mom, Dream's mom, which is supposed to be some funny thing. Like, I don't know. Personally, I see it as being weird if he's going to call everybody out. I killed Dream, his mom, Dream again. And there's a lot of stuff with Dream. Like, Tommyinnit's videos were kind of Dream. He kind of because of Dream. And Dream blew up because of Tommyinnit, because of his work that he was posting these. You know, it's kind of hard to say that either created either, and it's hard to even hold anything over anybody. But the point is that Dream and Tommyinnit are in a drama, and it's a stupid drama because both of them have nothing to hold over each other. The only thing that Tommyinnit can criticize about Dream is his use of the R word, and it does seem like after the Reddit post that he doesn't want to say the R word anymore. He understands the significance of it to those people that are offended by it. And so whenever we look at it that way, it does seem like Tommyinnit is taking it much too far. But, you know, happy day for the unemployed because I can cover this type of stuff. But anyways, guys, let's go ahead and finish off the day with the verse of the day, which is coming from Matthew 5:43. You have heard that it was said, love your neighbor and hate your enemy. So basically it's talking about loving your enemies, loving your neighbor, loving all of them. Love everybody, guys. Don't get involved in stupid X drama, okay? Don't get involved in it. It's all dumb. It's also all stupid. Anyways, guys, let me know what you think about this stuff. Like, and my public Discord if you ever want to talk about Jesus. You all have a blessed day.